There is nothing like driving in your hometown for the first time. You know, crunchy granola, little hometown, driving my mama's Prius after big city life. So much appreciation for the little things. And I just want to take a moment to acknowledge everyone that has gone off on their own, supported themselves. Ooh, I need to fix my lip tint. Gone off on their own, supported themselves through young adulthood into their 20s and late 20s and 30s, whatever. And then has kind of come full circle to appreciate where you came from and all that it taught you, whether that's what you want, whether that is what you don't want. I'm just having a lot of gratitude right now, even though, and holding space for different family dynamics, because we don't all have this picture perfect Christmas with the place settings and the tree and the presents under the tree. I just did a stocking this year, and this was actually the first time that I've even done something like that in a couple of years. I've been traveling for holidays. I didn't have the best relationship with my family because we all have been on our own journeys of navigating our generational trauma, and there's a lot of healing that goes into that. But there's this really cool thing that happens when each member of your family is on this path of actually wanting to change and evolve, that down the line you come together and you create new traditions and new dynamics. And it was just my mom and I this Christmas. Big shout out to my dad, love him, but he spent Christmas with my sister. Things look different. We don't have that nuclear family setting anymore, but we've all navigated and found space for what brings each of us happiness and peace. Let me defog this car right now because I'm driving on a back dirt road before anyone yells at me for driving and videoing. But just creating that space for the newness and the new traditions and having gratitude, whatever your family dynamic looks like. And I think comparison is the root of all evil. I know for me, I've been guilty of it for so many years, just wanting this white picket fence family to go home to with a mom that bakes cookies and does my laundry and is sane. And I've had to come into and step into acceptance for everyone's personal journey, including my parents, because they are human and they have been through more struggles than I will probably ever understand, just as I have been through things that they won't understand. And coming to a place of acceptance with that and approaching each situation and dynamic with compassion rather than resentment, I have found has made room and led to some very interesting conversations that have created a space for a new level of relationship. And I'll never have a mom that does my laundry when I come home, or has freshly baked cookies, or a manicured lawn and goes to the nail salon with me. That's not her, okay? That's the kind of mom I would like to be if I choose to have children. And I can know that for myself without holding that expectation for my mother, who is simply not that. And I can accept that she is the type of mom that will run into the ocean with me and act like a child, for better or for worse, and simply hold gratitude for the moments that I can enjoy her and step away in the moments where it gets to be a little bit too much. And so I guess I just want to encourage everyone to keep pushing through with your family, even if it's tough, even if you have really tricky dynamics, especially if you're in the parent role, with the parent-child dynamic with a parent. It's really tricky and it can lead to a lot of resentment. I know it did for me. And this year, something that I've done is just simply the way that you would with a kid, enter their world, enter their imagination. And that's what I do now with my mama. I enter her world and I'm okay, cool. We're living in fantasy land. I'm right along there with you. And it leads to more laughter and fun rather than me getting angry that she's not in the parent role. And is it healthy? I don't know. But I'm aware. And I think that's a big step. And it's ultimately do I want to have a relationship with my mom? Yeah. So I'm going to adapt and acclimate to a new normal that I have found works. So this is just a little prompt for everyone to see if there's a new normal that might work for you and your family. And just sending everyone a lot of love as you navigate the holidays, because I know it's really tough and it brings up a lot. So have patience with yourself and walk with grace, because you're amazing. Mwah!